Sonic Adventure, one of the biggest titles for the SEGA Dreamcast. It may seem a bit clunky by today's standards, but its fun levels and amazing soundtrack have helped make it one of the best titles the console has to offer. The game has since been ported to the GameCube and digital format for consoles and Steam. Sonic Adventure was one of my first ever video games, so needless to say, we go way back. Over the years, I've learned a lot about what the game has to offer, and have discovered loads of ways to get through each level. Today we'll be taking a look at some tricks and shortcuts to help you get through Sonic's action stages. With one exception, all shortcuts shown in this video were discovered by myself. I may not be the first to discover them, but I did find them on my own. Also, this video is not a walkthrough or a complete showcase of everything the game has to offer. I'd love to be able to do a video like that, but in the interest of time, I'm going to go through these rather quickly. I'm also skipping Casinopolis, as the only shortcut I know there involves a super difficult glitch that I can't pull off. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce an important technique that's necessary for most of these shortcuts, called the spin jump. To execute a spin jump, briefly charge up a spin dash, then jump as soon as the dash is released. This will allow you to maintain most of the spin dash's forward momentum while in the air, letting you jump across vast distances. So let's get started. We begin with the first stage in the game, Emerald Coast. As soon as you get to the first bridge, do a spin jump off the ramp portion to skip directly to the first loop. Next, after the lighthouse section, run up the wall to the left, grab the speed shoes, and shoot for the hole in the wall here to save a lot of time. Instead of going through the loop up ahead, jump into the water and around it. Then, once you've run up the vertical ramp, jump to the right to land on the next island. Instead of taking the loop here, head to the spring for a much quicker path to the end of the level. Next up is Windy Valley. Begin the level by jumping onto the ledge to the left, then use your homing jump on each of the propellers. You can even snag a magnet shield out of the deal. Once you're in the sky, fall forward to where the caterpillar enemy is. Then jump over the fence right around here to fall down to the path below. After you get launched by the springs, instead of falling to the checkpoint, guide yourself to fall onto the path further ahead. You may need to manipulate the camera to help you with this one. On Icecap, after exiting the first room, head down and you should see a panel on the side of an embankment. Work your way onto the panel and use it to reach the entrance to the second area. As soon as you exit the tunnel here, turn around and jump onto the overhang. Position yourself just right, then use a spin jump to land on the ledge to the left, bypassing most of this section. Immediately before you start the snowboarding section, keep walking into the wall here and you'll eventually fall through. Come on. There we go. I'd like to thank A+ Start for showing me this Sonic glitch. Go check out their video on Sonic Adventure glitches, it's pretty awesome. Anyway, after you fall for a good amount of time, the level should start to appear beneath you. Come on, there it is, there's the level. Guide yourself as far along it as you can before landing. It's worth noting that since you never started the snowboarding section, the clock is stopped here. You can take as much time as you want to reach the end of the level. The next stage is Twinkle Park. When you reach the roller coaster section, hold left or right as you reach the station. Once the ride stops, you'll move to one side and avoid falling into the next area. Then, carefully make your way out of the tunnel and onto a conveniently placed platform below. Jump into the pool area, then make your way over to the triple spring. Hold the jump button after hitting it to get enough air to reach this bridge above, skipping a huge portion of the level. After you pass the spike ball, perform a carefully timed spin jump to reach the ledge above. Jump past the spring ahead, and spin dash up the roof to the end of the level. For some reason, this messes up the spawn location of the green enemy. Weird. In Speed Highway, after riding the moving platform, hit the checkpoint just in case, then turn around and spin jump off the road. If done right, you should reach the helipad, saving a few minutes. After the corkscrew, land on the floating platform, then hit the enemies to net yourself an extra life. See that platform up ahead? You can actually go there, but the camera kind of freaks out if you do, so it makes it really hard to actually do anything once you are there. On Red Mountain, after the first rocket, fall on the ledge to the right, allowing you to reach the first checkpoint in only 7 seconds. After the second rocket, fall forward onto the spring and land on the bridge. Spin dash up the wall on the right to hit the spring. After the crumbly bridge, hit the enemies to get an extra life and take the panels to skip ahead. Immediately after the rope bridge, jump to the left and fall down to where the hammer and button are. Once you've taken the rocket, spin jump across the lava pool to the zip line. In the mountain, stop after exiting the tunnel and stand here. Charge up your homing attack, then release at the top of a jump. This should zip you up to the red enemy above. Then, take the spring onto the platforms and the lava will rise all the way to the top. From here, it's just a simple matter of light dashing across the rings to finish the level. On Skydeck, jump over this railing to where the spike balls are and climb up the ladder. Some quick jumps should help you cross the trick monkey bars here. Around the back of this pillar, grab the magnet shield and jump over the bars to the level below. In the second area, you can resist the wind here as long as you're spin dashing, so keep doing that and don't even bother grabbing onto the architecture here. In the last area, go up the elevator, then spin jump to the next section, then spin jump off of this ramp, and then spin jump off this small ramp to land on top of the tunnel here. You can't press the button yet since the room hasn't rotated, so you'll need to... Come on, Sonic. You'll need to go down through the tunnel to where the capsule room is. Once you're there, the room will start to rotate, so you have to go back to the button, hit the button, and then go all the way back through the tunnel to the capsule room. In the dark room of Lost World, completely disregard the light mirrors. The room stays bright enough without it, and anyone who's played the level before should have no problem getting through it. Interestingly enough, in some spots this actually causes the lighting to glitch and become way brighter than it normally would. In the wall panel room, head to the panels on the right and spin jump from the top of them to this button room. Press the button and light dash to be taken right to the end of the level. In Final Egg, when you're on the blue platform with the button, wait for the platform on the left to come into view and jump to it, skipping this hammer entirely. In the next section, jump right on down past these platforms to make it to the elevator. Finally, in Gamma's section, spin jump across the gap here. Some dolls should appear, and you can dash past them. There's some areas with rings to either side, but you could just breeze right past them to finish the level. So there you have it, some super handy shortcuts that you can try out in any of Sonic's action stages. As I said earlier, this is by no means all the game has to offer, and I'd love to do a video in the future on all the cool glitches and hidden areas in the game. If you have your own shortcuts you'd like to share, leave them in a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe if you like what you saw here today.